Senator Murkowski said on Friday of last week is that Salazar, what he basically did was he took half of the National Petroleum Reserve. Now, what's that middle word? Petroleum. Half of the National Petroleum Reserve. Petroleum Reserve. This is a reserve designated for petroleum, for national security purposes. What Salazar did is he took half of it and said half of it's now off limits. It's unbelievable the way that the federal government has come into this state and said, you will do what we say and you will like it and be quiet about it. Half of and the Anchorage Daily News and the media, they don't tell you about this stuff. We are under siege in this state. We are under attack. Incoming. Half of the National Petroleum Reserve. Boom. Off the table. Petroleum Reserve. Petroleum Reserve. It's phenomenal that this happened, and most Alaskans are walking around with no idea this happened. And Senator Murkowski was pretty fired up about it, and we're very excited that she's taken this cause on and other causes of involving federal overreach and the government coming in here. And really what it's doing is it's saying, Alaska, you will be a stepchild of this country. You will be a colony. You're not going to have your sovereign state rights like other states. You will do what we say. And it has been accelerated under this current president. You could go through a list that would just keep growing and growing and growing, documenting the ways in which the federal government says, Alaska, not so fast. No, you're not going to do that. No, you're not going to do that. No, you're not going to do that. Why, Mr. Federal Government? No reason. That's where we are. Now, we have been betrayed by our media here. They have betrayed us. They have stabbed us in the back. They have lied to us. They have said to themselves in their hearts that we will not tell the people of Alaska the truth. So the people of Alaska have to begin to rise up and get angry and get motivated and be called to action. Because this is something that is happening. It is happening, and it's real. Before we begin to look at the federal government and say bad federal government and point our finger, there are things we have to clean up, because we have local politicians who have joined forces with Big Environment and has linked arms with Big Environment, and they are working tirelessly and feverishly to keep as much oil out of the pipeline as possible and to expedite the premature closing of the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. And those are local officials that favor ACES. Now you say, are you telling me that everybody who favors ACES wants the pipeline to shut down prematurely? I don't know what they want. I don't care what they want. I don't know what's in their heart. But I know what the results of their policies are. And the results of their policies is less oil in the pipeline. It does not matter to me that Hollis French says, I want more oil in the pipeline. I don't really care what he says. I don't care what Les Garris says. I don't care what Beth Cortula and Lindsay Holmes and all these folks say. I know what their policies produce. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm saying they're wrong, in my opinion. Now, they may be lying. They may not be. There's no way I can ever make a judgment on that. But I can very easily judge their policies. And there is no disputing that if you are standing there fighting to continue ACES and its current form, that you are standing there fighting to keep oil out of the pipeline. That is not up for dispute. That the evidence is so overwhelming on that. Do not tell me you want more oil in the pipeline and yet you favor these ridiculous taxes, because it is without dispute that that is an inconsistent position. You may have fooled yourself into believing that. Fine. I don't judge you for that. Whatever. I've been wrong about stuff my whole life. But don't tell me you're not helping and aiding and abetting Big Environment's mission to prematurely shut down the Trans-Alaska Pipeline, hence shutting down offshore, shutting down ANWR for all eternity, and basically killing most resource development in the state. That's Big Environment's movement. That's their mission. That's their cause. And if you, as a government official, I don't care if you were born and raised here, I don't care how much you tell me you love Alaska. You very well may love Alaska. You may love Alaska more than me. I don't care about all that. All I know is results. That's all I can judge, Elizabeth. I can't judge hearts. And I'm telling you that the people in our state who are in our Alaska legislature, people have voted for by Alaskans, put in there. I'm not talking about Nancy Pelosi in Washington, D.C. I'm not talking about Harry Reid in Washington, D.C. I'm not talking about Barack Hussein Obama in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about Alaskans who are voting to shut down the Trans-Alaska Pipeline. I don't care what they say. I don't care whether they say they're trying to help big environment or not. I know beyond the shadow of a doubt what they're doing, and they're helping big environment.